Hello, Frog fans. Welcome back to Post Game Beers Podcast. We are the Lupton Drinking Club. I'm your host tonight, Kyle Malloy, joined by my guy, Ray Cartwright.
Let's go.
Frogs take just one of the 3 games in Morgantown. We're going to talk about those a little bit. Shout out for not getting swept. Let's go.
One.
Ray.
What's up?
Last week, or regular season weekend, of the year.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
It's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over. I still don't know what to make of things with TCU baseball. But man, dude, it just goes by in a blink of an eye. Can you believe we're already to postseason play? Like, I was thinking about that. It feels like we just did those preview pods where we were so optimistic. And now we're here.
I don't want to be negative. But 50 games goes real fast,
Dude, so fast.
And
blink of an eye.
There were multiple times throughout the season I'm like, oh, we're only a quarter way through the season. We're fine. Oh, it's just halfway. We got so many games left. And then last weekend I was like, are you kidding me? This is the last series of the weekend. And my girls, they're old enough to know hey, where's TCU playing? What are they doing? And so they asked, hey, are we going to the game this weekend? I said, I'm sorry, sweetie. We're not going there. They're at West Virginia. And they're like, oh, shoot. And they're like, well, what's next? I'm like, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah. The great unknown is what's next. Dude, it's crazy because, it has gone by in the grand scheme of things, right? So quick. But it feels like it's just dragged on.
This is so Ray, I'll talk to you as an elder in your life,
Okay.
Right. This is like what it's having, what it feels like having kids, right? So every day is the longest day of your entire life, but the years are just flippant. They go so fast. And you're like, what happened? I last time I talked to you, you were 3 and now you're 9,
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the TCU baseball feels like. I'm like, every day, I'm like, please, let's get to game day. Please, let's get to game day. We get to game day and you're like, oh, this was a beating.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now the season's over,
Some moments are fun, but that's why we enjoy the ride, right?
Yeah. All right. Any sponsors that you want to shout out tonight, Ray? I've got.
I'd love to shout them all out.
All right. Let's start with the Patreon. What are you guys doing on the Patreon that you can't find on the free podcasts on Mondays?
Well, you can find your very own Big 12 podcast called the Big 12 Pack. Takes a look at the conference in depth, goes through each weekend series matches, kind of highlights what's going on around the Big 12, because we get so narrowly focused on what's happening with TCU that, there are things that are happening out in the Big 12 that does affect TCU.
Yeah.
And then Thursday nights, we come at you with the deep dish. And that's where we'll dive into the numbers. Sometimes they're fun numbers. Sometimes they're not so fun numbers. And we'll preview the upcoming weekend opponent and give some more raw, uncensored thoughts on TCU baseball.
Excellent.
Although this week will be a very short segmented week with the Big 12 tournament starting 10 p.m. for TCU, at least, on Wednesday. So I believe the plan is to record a mega episode tomorrow.
All right. Big 12 pack / whatever the tournament holds.
Yeah.
That's okay. I would love to say that we could do, a Toadcast. We'll talk about the Toadcast on Friday, which was a lot of fun. I would love to say we could do that on Wednesday, but folks, I don't know. We'll see. That is late. 10 o'clock is late.
And that's if Baylor and whoever they play, Utah maybe. No, Utah plays Kansas State. Whoever Utah or whoever Baylor plays. That's if they wrap up on time.
Man,
I think it's Texas Tech. So for example, I think they start 3.5 hours before TCU is scheduled. So if they go long, right? Well, then TCU might not start till 10:30.
This is like the old Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl when we played Michigan State. 10, 15 years ago.
Dude. Yeah, I remember that.
That game started at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, I don't know if I can watch this because I don't know if I care that much. But,
dude, could you imagine, while we're kind of talking Big 12 time, like Thursday. So Thursday's like a mega day in baseball, right? It's in the Big 12 tournament. It starts at 9 a.m. I think the last game's supposed to start at 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern, right? So if any of those 3 other games before goes long, well, then that bleeds into the next game. So if you have 2 games that go long, that bleeds. You could honestly, if you're a Cincinnati fan and you're staying up late, you've got your Cincy bear paw in one hand, your little pennant waving in the other, all geeked, okay, maybe we'll get 11 p.m. first pitch. Dude, it might not be till midnight. Could be later. That's insane.
I mean, if you're traveling, maybe you want that. You're just like, hey, I'm here. Let's do it. But
yeah, I mean, you could probably get off work, hop on a flight from Ohio, get into Phoenix and make first pitch.
That's going to be tough for fans at home watching the game because it's going to be a light load. A light load. All right. So we talked about the Patreon. Thank you to Coors Light.
Dude, shout out to Coors Light.
Anduno Travel and Recovery brand. We all have their bag. Incredible stuff. If you buy Anduno stuff, they're going to actually put that money back towards TCU athletes. So
they have a bundle right now. You can go on and buy on their website. You get a nice, kind of a heavier, kind of a rain jacket, not like a rain jacket, but a nice little heavier jacket. And then it's a light pullover, which is just fantastic. I've tried it on. The material is super great. And then you get a really sick white rope hat. It's got the riff ram. And on the rope, it's going to have a little metal band on it. It's pretty sick.
So the fact that you can spend money on your own stuff, but also part of that goes back to TCU athletes, I think that's the coolest thing.
Every 7 bundles that are sold, it benefits a TCU student athlete.
Pretty awesome.
With recovery gear.
So if you're not into hey, the NIL stuff, I don't get it, but I want to give back a little bit, you can actually get something, and then part of that goes back to the students. So Anduno, jump on them, Anduno.products at Instagram. Check them out. All right. Should we talk some baseball?
Let's talk a little ball.
All right. So game 1, none of us remember. Let's talk about it. Frogs lose 0-2. It was kind of a wild pitchers affair where West Virginia only had 4 hits on the day, but those hits were very strategic and they were timely. I'll say that.
Very bunched together.
Correct. So Tommy Lepore, Walter Quinn, they did their job. They were the only 2 pitchers on the entire night. And yet they scored 2 runs. Frogs scored nothing. They got 7 hits. They could not put any of them together. That game was about 2 hours long and, it was done. I was like,
Dude,
what just happened?
Blink of an eye. You want to talk about blink of an eye? Kind of crazy. I don't know. I thought it was kind of wild. Tommy went 89 pitches in that game.
Wild in what way? He went longer than you expected?
Yeah, a lot longer. I thought he'd probably be around 65, 70 pitches for this outing, guys. I thought that, kind of ramp him up, but he looked like Tommy Lepore.
Well, they scored 2 runs in the second. And then after that, it was just kind of like, hey, let's keep him in. He's doing fine,
Yeah.
They never scored after that.
No, he was great. Vintage Tommy.
Also
kind of wild. Yeah, offensively speaking, right? So this is an offense that we've talked about all year that, there's at least one thing they can hang their hat on.
Which is?
Drawing walks. Right? And
the old sign of a championship team.
Draw a single walk in this game.
Oh, man.
And it's the same thing now. I get it. Ian Corn's a decent pitcher. He's not their best pitcher, right? And we'll talk about him in a minute. But he was good. Scattered. You want to talk about what's been this bugaboo of the offense is timely hitting. We just can't sync things up.
So we find out, obviously we're bearing the lead here, but Stroh did not play this weekend.
Stroh did not play. I guess he got hurt
a couple minutes before the first game that he has some injury. The team knew about and decided to keep him out. I struggle because I want to say, if Stroh had been in the game, this game would have been different. But, buddy, I don't know. I don't know. It's 7 hits. You can't string 2 or 3 together in a row. I don't know. I think it would have been the same game.
Yeah, our best chance was in the 5th. We had runners on first and third, but it was 2 outs. Our top of the 6th too. 1 out. You got runners on first and second. Chase gets a single, Traeger gets a single, and then you go KK.
What I struggle with about this 2026 team, 2025, 2026.
Well, you can say 26 team because the season's entirely in the year 2026.
They go down 0-2 after 2 innings, and it feels like a death knell.
Sometimes, yeah.
Not every time. They've come back a lot this year, but against worse teams, right?
Right.
So when you're playing a good team, West Virginia, quote unquote, it is a good team.
Mm-hmm.
I think, oh no, that's probably it. It's not always the case, but it's mostly the case. And I'm like, 2 runs. That sucks. That they can't even come back from that.
Yeah. You like to say, if you're looking at the grand scheme of things, right? Like that's baseball, right?
Yeah.
Like that happens, right?
Sure.
But it's just happened so many times this year where you can't really say, well, that's baseball.
So it's funny. We talked about this obviously on the thread and our text messages, but Frogs have 7 hits. West Virginia has 4 on the entire night, and they win 2-0. So let's move on to game 2. Frogs win. They tie the series. They go up, or they win 4-0. Kind of a game that is the only way to beat West Virginia, which is just to shut them out, right?
Yeah.
Offensively.
Just best way to beat a team is just shut them out.
Shut them out, right? So you've got Lance freaking Davis, who goes the entire game.
Dude.
It's his 2nd complete game in a row, which is crazy. I mean, in the Big 12 in college baseball, that's nuts.
Yeah. Like
And
even I mean in any level of baseball from college baseball to minor league baseball to pro baseball, right? Like MLB, you never see this.
it's crazy.
What a
Uh,
heater this dude's on.
Frogs offense, we get 3 homers from Gamster, Kais Gargett, Noah Franco, kind of out of nowhere. I mean, that's how they score their runs were home runs,
Yeah.
which, not complaining about. It's just the way
Oh,
it happened. But yeah, a masterful performance from Lance Davis. And fortunately, they held the West Virginia batters to pretty much nothing on the day.
dude. Lance Davis has been, well, I don't know, insane.
Yeah.
The last month and a half, really since you say Kansas State.
It's crazy that we didn't know what to expect from the Saturday and Sunday starter, to start the year. We're like, hey, you know what? We've got Tommy Lepore. And after that, we can figure it out.
Well, we
And
thought
then-
it would be Tommy Lepore and Brassfield, maybe Baumler.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
now it's like
in
Lance Davis-
January and in the fall, we were thinking about it, right? But here we
and
are.
Now it's like Lance Davis and Zach James stepping up,
And that's the way it usually goes,
Yeah.
right? Usually, very rarely, the 3 guys you start with to open the season are who you're finishing with. I mean, just Lance has been incredible.
I think what's different is that last year we had Tommy on Fridays.
Yeah.
And we couldn't figure out the rest,
Mm-hmm.
And this year we're like, all right, Fridays are a crapshoot.
Yeah.
And then,
They have been.
But we've got Lance, we've got Zach James. It's a very different vibe, from previous years.
But that's the kind of vibe that, I mean, that gives me hope, right? That I can lean on going into the Big 12 tournament, possibly into the NCAA tournament, is now they have Tommy Lepore mostly back, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he's throwing almost 90 pitches, shutting down West Virginia's offense, well, I feel good about that, right?
Sure.
You feel good about Lance Davis. You feel good about Zach. Dude, that can go out and win you ball games.
Yeah.
Going into the postseason. That's the hope. That's what I'm holding on to. Then that's what these guys, the dudes on this staff deserve. Because, dude, you want to talk about a concentration of injuries. Dude, that's the way that staff has battled all year. It's been pretty amazing, right? You think you lose Louis Rodriguez right before the year starts. You lose Cade Udy. You lose Tommy Lepore after his first start. And then you have key pieces like Ethan Thomas goes down. Barry Intez, he goes down. Uli Fernsler, he goes down, right? I'm counting. That's six dudes. That's 6 arms you don't have.
Yeah.
For the majority of the year. Now, it's awesome we've got Tommy back because that is huge. But the way they have battled on that side of the ball, dude, it is impressive. You want to talk about adversity? They've been through it.
This team gave up basically 2 runs through 2 games in the second team of the Big 12,
And a team that went around and smacked Kansas around the weekend before.
Exactly. So I don't know. We've always been, high on the Frogs. Obviously, we're very biased, right?
But I may be the most biased.
But there's some truth to the stuff, It's like and the luck and the timing has just not been perfect for us throughout the year.
I think the timing has been the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of the year, the offense really wasn't bad. It's just the pitching had been dealt so many blows in a row. They were, you know, scrambling to figure things out, right? Well, they figured it out, but then the offense goes cold.
Well, then
right?
so let's talk about the first weekend. You win 2 games in Globe Life.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Hey, let's get out to UCLA and kick some ass." And then you're like, "Wait, Tommy's gone. Oh shit." You know?
Yeah.
Like that stuff, I don't want to say it changes the team's demeanor or behavior or performance, but it also it can't do nothing, you know?
Well, I mean, it moves everyone around,
Yeah.
like pitching wise, into roles that they weren't expecting, expected to be in, right? Everyone moves up.
Right.
You can say go out and do your thing, but baseball players are such creatures of habit.
We were talking about game 2. So we're bearing the lead, but we had a live Toadcast on
brother, did we
on Friday night, and man, that was fun. I mean, that might have been my most favorite Toadcast. Not obviously the win really helps. Winning a game actually makes things a lot better.
Oh, it's so much more fun broadcasting a win, right?
But we had K-Brad, national champion for beach volleyball.
Dude, for the big toe.
Big toe. Wearing the ring on the big toe. We had Big Russ,
dude. Russ is my boy. I love that dude.
We had, let's see, Jack DeLongchamps from D1, and he does a bunch of other stuff, but hopefully you're following him because he's a lot of fun to watch. Dude, he does a lot of stuff with college baseball.
Jack, like the most interesting guy in college baseball.
I think so. He exactly. It's like the most interesting man in the world. But for college baseball.
Yeah, dude. Jack's honestly the most interesting dude in college baseball. I mean, he's a grinder. He makes it work, dude. Sleeping in a sleeping bag in the backseat of your car outside in Omaha. Just to cover, man, dude. That dude's awesome.
And then Jared Janczak, which we haven't had on before, but it was awesome to see him. He had his kid on there, and then Skougs in the background, help watch his kid. Like, I mean, this is just awesome. So we had a blast. Hope some of y'all enjoyed, hanging out with us on Friday night, watching that game. And fortunately it was a win, but man, it was just good to catch up with some TCU folks,
Dude, let's see here. Let's look at time of game. 2 hours, 34 minutes on Friday, right? Quick. Would you like to know my final beer total that I had consumed in those?
So I was there with you, if you remember, Ray.
No, I don't remember.
I'm gonna go 11.
No.
Is it higher or low?
We're gonna go higher.
13.
A little higher.
14.
14 beers were consumed.
14
on the Toadcast. Oh my god. Dude, so much so that after the game, dude, I guess I did a space. We did a post-game space afterwards that I had no idea I even did. I don't know if that's a good thing to admit or not, but man, I was in space. It was so much fun.
Hopefully it was fun.
Oh, I had fun.
Well, that's kind of where the fun ended, unfortunately. So Frogs are 1-1. We're feeling high. We're feeling good going into Sunday. They took the early lead, and then they held that until the 8th inning. And that's when everything went to shit. Like, just the rain started pouring. Guys started, they couldn't hold on to the ball. And West Virginia took the lead in the 8th inning, and they never got it back, unfortunately. So Frogs lose the series. Very frustrating game to watch because they had it in tow, and you wonder what would have happened if they canceled the game or they shut down the game in the
delayed the
inning.
game properly, like they probably should have.
Yeah.
Like I get they play on fake ass turf field up there in Morgantown. And don't give me, it's cold. It gets cold. It's hard to grow grass. BS. That game should have been delayed. I mean, if the pitchers are struggling to grip the ball because it's raining so hard, like
I also wondered,
how does this benefit anyone?
Why did
I
why
guess
did
it
they keep playing in
benefited
the
West
ninth inning?
Virginia.
It was so hard in the eighth, right, where they gave up the lead, right? So now West Virginia's in the lead. I'm actually surprised they didn't cancel it then, or just say, "Hey, this is too much."
Yeah, once they got the lead, they're like, "Oh yeah, now let's delay the game." Like, dude, such BS. And it sucks because I think it sucks even more, right? Because we had the lead, and we are fighting right now for our postseason lives.
Yeah,
and just what that win would have done for TCU baseball.
I mean, it would have certainly sealed a postseason bid, no matter what, right?
You would feel a lot more comfortable today than you do right now.
Would that wouldn't have changed their seed? Would they? Is there
No,
any
no,
chance
no,
they
no,
would have
no,
gone
no,
to
no,
it from a 3 to a 2?
No,
Okay,
no.
All right.
Nothing like that. I think they're pretty locked into a 3 seed right now. But I mean, it's kind of nervy time, right?
Sure.
Because now we're into the Big 12 tournament and got to make a little noise now.
You got to win something.
I would think 2 wins and you would feel pretty decent.
2 wins, you feel decent. 1 win, you feel shaky.
1 win and you feel okay, but now you're bringing in the possibility of stolen bids.
Exactly.
And whenever you live in that kind of upper 30s, 40 RPI territory, the stolen bid can get you.
And this is what Kendall talked about today. He said, hey, don't focus on the wins or losses of your own team, but there's a lot of other teams out there, and they're going to start taking your stuff if you're not ready for it,
Yeah.
Fortunately, the bubble, as Jacob was talking about, is kind of trash, so we are in a better position than normal to earn one of those final bids. But we're not set. We're not set. There's no guarantee at this point,
No, I mean,
if you lose the first game,
you go lay a stinker,
brother. I mean, we're sweating, and
you can't afford that.
No.
You have got to at least win 1,
which is just so frustrating because they took care of it. So obviously it was disappointing at the end of the season to lose the series against West Virginia. However, they went to West Virginia. They didn't get swept, which is a big deal.
Took 1, and they battled, right? They were in. I mean, you can say whether or not Friday they were actually in the game or not, but they were in every one of these games. I mean, It's kind of like Stillwater, right?
So what they should have done in Stillwater is done the same, right? You win 1, just win 1.
Yeah.
Or at home, like we've been talking about in every pod, don't lose to Tulane. Don't lose the series to UCF.
Don't lose the series to Arizona, who didn't
even
make it to tournament, dude.
Which is in their home state.
Yeah.
All these one-offs, these one games. There's like 4 games we just talked about that, hey, you pick up 1 or 2 of those and you're set. You're golden. And now we're sweating off, hey, can we, beat the winner of, what was it, Utah versus whoever,
I think we get the winner of Utah, Kansas State.
Okay. So again,
I can look that up real quick.
Yeah. Utah can't, beat that team. And then you play West Virginia again if you win.
Yeah, so Utah, Kansas State, we get the winner of Baylor. The 8th seed gets the winner of BYU, Texas Tech. And dude, I don't know. Like good for Utah fans, right? They're the same time zone and all that. But another 11 p.m. Eastern start. And that's if the game is right on time. Right? But you're a sleepy farm boy in Manhattan, Kansas, and it's 10 p.m. on a work night. Come on. And school's still in session. Are we still doing school? Okay. You're the one with the kids.
Yeah, this is the last week of school. Yeah.
Last week of school. So little Timmy in Manhattan, Kansas can't even watch his beloved Wildcats because he's got to get to bed.
Timmy.
Oh. I know, man. What a shame.
What a hard life.
Yeah, well, being a Kansas State fan must be a hard life. Yeah, I agree.
All right. Any specific players you want to shout out over the weekend?
Oh, well, we touched on obviously Lance Davis. Kind of dig through my notes real quick. I mean, I thought Caius Gargett was pretty good this weekend. He got a lot more extended playing time than we've seen of Caius.
So he stepped in on Saturday in the starting lineup. We didn't talk about the starting lineup changes, which were very on Friday, because they played Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. So they made a big bunch of changes on Friday and Saturday, and Caius had 2 home runs over the weekend.
Yeah, dude. And Nola Franco's home run on Friday is still one of the crazier, just because no one had any idea whatsoever what was going on. It was hit 2 miles into the sky.
No one has any, like,
the announcers immediately, oh, that's an easy pop up. So-and-so in left field. Who do we got in left? He's camped under it. Maxwell Melissa, easy play. And then he starts throwing his hands up and where is this ball at? And dude, it lands in the back of the bullpen.
That was wild. That is the worst camera footage ever, because they couldn't follow anything. They're like, it's still in play. No, wait, it's way out of the ballpark.
Oh, dude, hilarious.
We talked about Lance, talked about the pitching, been good most of the year. So it's, hard to harp on anything there. But anyway, I look forward to the Big 12 pack and kind of the deep dish on the weekend, because you know what? I don't know what you're going to talk about. It's going to be kind of wild.
I don't know what we're going to talk. It'll be a Jacob and Martin special this week. As Ray has to get to bed early because he's got work in the morning.
I got works to do.
I know.
Hey, obviously we're here to celebrate the one win, but
yeah. Hey, let's go celebrate a couple. Hey, how about we say we meet this time next week and we're celebrating a couple more wins and maybe where TCU will be headed.
I like it. I love it, actually. We come to you win or loss. That's what we do at the LDC. This is the post-game beers recap, and sometimes we want to hang out and sometimes people don't, because they're like, I want to hear about the Frogs. But, this weekend was one of those weekends like, hey, this is what we should have been doing, not getting swept. And we're hopeful for the postseason. We still got hope. So,
ride or die, it's always go Frogs.
It's always go Frogs. See you soon.